Wow, I see how it is.
No, 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 no. You don't get to do that. No, sir. You've been offline for 5 days. And then when I shoot you an invite,
Yeah,
you don't respond.
but
Then I come to find out that you've been running Warzone without me while I'm on. No, it's okay. No,
when
Johnny.
did you
Look,
send me an invite?
no. Oh, I always send you an invite because I always assume you're ghosting me. So I just want you to know
Oh
that
no,
you're there. Oh no, 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 no.
no, no, no.
Mm-mm.
I appear offline because I don't I don't
Yeah.
want you guys seeing that I play Minecraft sometimes.
Oh no, it's okay. We like Minecraft. We love Minecraft. We all love Minecraft, but we're all hooked on Warzone. That's what's
Yeah,
going on.
it's true.
That honest to God, I'm so hooked on Call of Duty right now. It's very strange. Like I literally call myself the RPG gamer, but for like the last month, all I've been playing is Warzone on stream.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't know. Did you play Warzone yet last night?
Yeah, I didn't even stream. I just jumped on, ran a few matches, and then went to
Yeah.
sleep. I actually slept really good. I haven't been sleeping in a while. I'm recording right
Yeah, I didn't
now,
need.
so we're just
Oh, okay.
podcasting. Yeah,
Oh, lovely.
yeah. You want
Yeah.
you want to do the formal intro?
Oh, do you want to? What is this gonna be kept in?
Yeah, we're just gonna run all this. Let's do it.
Okay. I have to actually start Twitch then.
Oh, you're gonna run it on Twitch. Cool stuff.
I do happen to remember you saying that all future
We're gonna be live.
StarCrossed. Yeah.
I'm down.
Okay.
Get it going. Let me open it up.
I
So
am
yeah, folks.
starting the
Yeah,
stream.
we're here. We're live. This is probably gonna be cut and edited, but probably not, because I don't like to edit too much when it comes to long ass videos. For the simple fact that it takes so much like work, and then that slider, it becomes so like overbearing and ridiculous. Yeah, it's not that hard. It's just time consuming.
I feel you. I feel you truly. As someone who's never edited a video before, I feel you.
Let me see. Get to Johnny Man's page. Oh, he's live. He's live, good folks.
I am live. I forgot I forgot to turn on the banner or whatever, the slide.
Oh, got you.
But here we go. I got it.
Ooh, dude, like, I even read an article. I came across an article that was talking about how there may be a shortage again, like there was with the PS4.
Whoops. There's a shortage with PS4s.
Or that there was when it first came out.
Oh.
But there might be a PS5 shortage.
Already before it even like releases?
Yeah, there are. I seen an article kind of talking about that. And I'm not tripping too much because a part of me doesn't want to be a day one person. But fears of a PS5 shortage when the console launches this year, as Sony plans limited output. But they're saying that the price could be higher, and that's why they're not really worried about it. So it's like the price point's going to be kind of high. Oh, they're even saying that the Xbox could be experiencing shortages. Lot due to the whole lockdown and the virus that's going around. That's a big part of it. No mistake there. And is that kiddo asking how we're talking? Is it that he can't hear us, or he's just like, oh, got you. I just want to make sure that our audio is straight. He said, just noticed it was a podcast. But no, like real talk, you know what? We should probably do the grand intro right now.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a StarCrossed without
A Johnny intro.
the grandiose intro.
Do it.
All right,
Hit us with it. Roll it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bretons and Redguards,
Oh,
Imperials
Jesus.
and Rebels, You are tuned in to the StarCrossed Gamer Podcast with your hosts, Johnny and.
Baron J67.
Exactly. You're going to go ahead and listen in on our fantastic little conversation we're going to be having this evening. And why don't we start off with Baron by saying hello, and what have you been up to this past couple days since we've last heard from each other via the gaming world?
Okay, so folks, I've been playing a absolute crap ton of Warzone. It's ridiculous how much Warzone I've been playing. And I mean, we podcasted last week, didn't we?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think it
So
came out a week ago.
so we put out an episode last week, so we're still on cue and doing everything as we're supposed to. Um, I I am I don't know what it is, but long story short, Warzone is really fun. Like
Absolutely.
Warzone is it's so fun that it's borderline addicting. It's quick, it snaps, the mechanics are really good, and it just feels right. Like it feels like, of course, there's things that we can fix, and we went over that exhaustively, like even if that's a real word, but we went over that in detail in the last episode. So seriously, even since then, we've just been playing Warzone. I've been jumping in and out of other games. I finally opened up my wallet and stopped being cheap and picked up Animal Crossing. I've surprisingly been having fun with that. You know what, when it comes to Animal Crossing, what makes the game so interesting and so much fun is that there's no rush. Like I actually feel bad for people who really try to keep up with the community on Twitter and Instagram and whatnot, because it's a pretty big community, and then you got people who like max min everything. I know
Oh
there's
yeah.
people who like go and refresh and delete the whole game off their system just so they can get a better island choice. Like I had a comment, somebody was
Wow.
saying that my island was terrible because I had pears. And then I was like, wait, is pears a bad fruit? Like I thought pears was a bad starting fruit. You know, I'm thinking game logic. Like, oh, it's a bad fruit because it doesn't sell as much, or I can't make as many things with it, or blah 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 blah. No, it's simply because it's green on green. So it's not the prettiest of trees.
Wow. Green on green. What a first world issue.
Yes, I swear to God, that's what it is. I thought it was, I sucked, and I just. But long story short, though, I've been having a good time with it. It's relaxing. Like I just built these cherry blossom like light fixtures that I got outside my yard, and then I put like a clothesline up, and I went and I've been fishing like crazy. Like I'm all fishing in between matches on Call of Duty. Um, I just caught some squids. It's like raining in the world right now, so. And then the cool thing is, it's like real time. And of course, to people who've paid attention and watched this game, this is how it's always been. It's always been real time, or at least I think that was the point of it, was to be real time, or at least it stayed up to date. I don't know exactly, but I know with this one, it is up to date and it's real time. So if I hopped on right now, it'd be 4:30 p.m. and the environment would be based on like loosely the weather of my region. I don't think it's like city specific or anything like that. I think it's like general like hemisphere. Um, but yeah, go ahead and carry for a sec because my wife is calling me.
All right. Well, it sounds like it's a Johnny solo opportunity. Now, folks, I'm going to just lay it on you here. I've never played Animal Crossing. Baron has not played before picking up via. I forget the name of the installment. How embarrassing! But before that, this is his first Animal Crossing as well. That's what I'm trying to get at here. So we're both pretty new. Well, yeah, he's pretty new. I'm not even new because I've never played. So in a second, when he returns, I'm going to be asking him a series of questions that, if you've never played Animal Crossing, I believe you would also have on your mind. because you know what? It's a learning experience for us all sometimes, and yeah, I think it is going to be fun to hear about what Animal Crossing has in store. Of course, you could just Google it, I'm sure, but you know, what's the fun in that? Also, I think it would be relevant just to say hello. How are you all doing? This is a slow moment, as you can probably tell, and I just have to fill time. But I just want you to know that I care about you, listener. You know, I do appreciate you stopping by, whether you're here on Twitch or you're watching it later, either on the Twitch VOD or on YouTube, on Baron's YouTube channel. Regardless of where you're hearing this, I appreciate you stopping by and giving it a listen.
For real, like seriously, you guys actually taking the time to listen to us, man. Like it's a huge thing. And then doing this live, this is something real special to me. Um, it's different. Like I don't feel more pressure. It actually forces me to kind of stay on point, and it also lets me know we get real time engagement. It's a good feeling to get real time engagement. And my dog is up now, and if he starts barking, I apologize. But we this is but I heard you mention it, Animal Crossing. Sorry guys, I had to talk to the missus. But with Animal Crossing, I love that there's I think Twitter right now, because there was an article talking about how the core fan base of Animal Crossing is mad. They are mad because they're experiencing FOMO, or fear of missing out. You got people who are like content creators who their whole goal is to be not necessarily the best, but the most creative in their field. So here it is, you got people like some guy just recreated all of Pokemon Gold and Silver, like the area and the cities and the layout. Like he did the designs. Yeah. So could you imagine being a longtime Animal Crossing fan thinking you're pretty good at the game, and then some guy comes along on live stream and recreates a classic video game map in his Animal Crossing island? It instantly makes you feel like crap.
Crazy.
Yeah, like I had to honestly learn to not look anymore. Like I go online to find different outfits. Like if there's something I feel like I wanted the Naruto Akatsuki outfit, which is the like the trench coat with the red clouds on it. I knew somebody would design it, so I went online and found somebody. And the cool thing is, you take your cell phone; it's like a companion app, and you can scan the QR code, and the design will pop up in game. So I have a couple of outfits. Like the real cool one I got is the Marty McFly. The jacket. I got the jacket. I'm hoping somebody does the shoes. I haven't found a big list of shoes, so if anybody knows about it, please drop it below. But I've been having a lot of fun with the with QR codes with that. And then now I just opened up the store. And it's funny. It's called the Nook Cranny. That's the name of the store, and I just opened it up. And I've been having a ridiculous amount of fun. Like today's hot item was a tire toy. It looks like something you'd put out for kids or a dog. And I already had one created, oddly enough. So I went and sold it. It only sold for 40, what are the freaking money called? Bells. It wasn't that much, but it was still cool that I had the item that was on sale. And then I bought a bunch of rugs. And I've been buying it's silly, bro. Like my house right now looks like a freaking, it has moss ground with stones, and then my walls are like vines. It looks like an old dilapidated castle. Like that's how my inner house looks like. You're walking in, and it's cool because when you walk on the grass, it makes a mush sound, like you're walking on grass, but you're in my house. And then my bed's like this old grand, like Chinese themed big bed. It's like an imperial bed, and it's red, and it has like it's huge. It takes up way too much space. I can't really do too much with it, but I like the fact that it's there and it kind of stands out. Then I have my mirror. I picked up a tape deck. I have a book. I have a book stand. I need an office chair. Then I got this cool rug, but I took the rug up because, of course, my floor is stone and moss. And then I have this little bookshelf with the Nintendo Switch on it. So that's my house like right now. And I haven't decided to take out another loan because I know that Tom Nook is always down to enslave people in money with money, or enslave people with his money. So I'm kind of just holding off and seeing what I can build up without doing that. I haven't traveled to any other islands though. So there's these things called Nook Miles. I guess this is a new process where you get to hop in the plane and travel, different islands. They got like secret islands with creatures that are worth like a bunch of spiders, and spiders I guess are tarantulas. They're worth a lot of money. They're worth like 1,000 bells each. So you can go in and just catch a bunch of those. But honestly, I like the fact that it's a game I can play. I don't feel a lot of pressure. I can go and check it like when I'm not streaming with you guys, or when I'm not hardcore gaming in my office in front of the camera or recording or anything. I can just be sitting out with my kids while they're watching their Barbie Dreamhouse TV show, which I actually got kind of hooked on. And while they're watching that, I can bust open the game and have a good time and not feel like I gotta save the universe. I feel it's weird playing a game that I think this is the first game I've played where there seems to be no major goal. Like,
Yeah, that makes sense.
like they try. There's goals in the game, but there's no like beating the game. There you go. There you go. This is one of the few games I've ever played where there's no beating it. Like, even closest thing I can think of where there's a lot to do but not necessary, oddly enough, is Mountain Blade. Like, you don't have to do anything. Like, the game doesn't start off and say, hey, create a kingdom. Now, the new one does, Bannerlord does, like, the very first thing is, claim your family's name. Like, like, that was kind of the first mission. You go in and you gotta beat the dude and blah, 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 blah. And then you gotta get a 2,000 gold and blah, 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 and recruit so many people. And then that, it sets you on a path. Now, let's be honest, with Mountain Blade, you don't have to follow it. But but with this game, you kind of just do red guards. That is so priceless. But yeah, So what else have you been playing, on the side when you're ghosting us on Call of Duty?
Wow, way to just slide that in at the end there. Well, to answer the actual question, the game I have been playing outside of Warzone
Keep
is
going.
Grand Theft Auto 5. It is not a new game by any stretch of the imagination. It's quite old, 2013, but I've recently become hooked on a certain aspect of the game, and that would be gambling. Now, I don't condone gambling in any way. I don't think it's something you should actually do, because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a money sink. The more you put in it, the more you're gonna lose, and because, what's to say? House always wins. So, gamble at your own risk, but in Grand Theft Auto, by all means, gamble as much as you want, because it's all virtual currency. Why have I become hooked on it? I think it's because I had very good luck at the beginning of the game, or at the beginning of whatchamacallit, when I first started gambling. I'm sorry. When I started out, I actually hit it big. I went from about 200,000 chips to a million. I was like, wow, this is some entertaining stuff. And so I cashed in half of it, so I had about 500,000 left, and went back to the table, got it back up to a million again, deposited half, so I had a million in the bag, and then finally, I got one last hurrah. I got up to a million, and then everything went downhill as for the rest of my gambling career. So I don't know. Maybe that's why Vegas is oh my God.
Kiddo.
Yeah. Um. What was I saying? Yeah. So
I'm guessing you
I
lost all your
by
money.
yeah, pretty much. So, but you know what? That's why Vegas is in business. I mean,
Yeah,
not these days, but
yeah.
they run because gambling is so addictive. It's like you always feel like, oh, come on, this next hand will be good. Oh, but my the friend I've been playing with, bless his heart, I have had relatively good luck throughout my poker experience.
Yeah.
Him, not so much. He's about like 700,000 in debt.
You can get in debt on GTA 5?
No, you just buy more
Oh,
chips, but
oh God.
that's like a net negative.
Loss. Oh.
Yeah. So, he's kind of sworn off gambling these now, but I'll convince him to jump back to the table because I when I first started it, okay, I hated that casino. I went in there to spin the wheel for the daily, and then I collected my 1,000 visitor chips per day, and that was it.
He's like, I'm
But
there for one thing and one thing only.
exactly. So, but we decided to play roulette and poker because we had only played blackjack up to that point, and the other two, haven't even tried. So we did 2 games of roulette. Sucked. we I won twice, but I know for a fact that is not a very reliable game you can win.
Mm.
And so we moved on to 3-card poker, and oh my gosh, I who would have known poker uh, could be so fun. Now I've been told that they don't really have 3-card poker out in the real casinos. It's all about Texas Hold'em if they do have poker, but 3-card poker is still very fun because basically, at least the way Grand Theft Auto Online does it, uh, you can pretty much win most of the time. Uh, Now, of course, you have to remember instead of the person and I don't know an auto shuffler or however they do it at the real tables, they do it that way. But on Grand Theft Auto, it's just a straight computer. You know,
Oh, so you don't
they
play
could do
against other
whatever it wants.
people?
No, you only play against the dealer.
Do you get to
In
play against
quotation.
people in regular? Is there like multiplayer in the casinos?
You can have 4 people per table, but you're all playing against the dealer. There's no like competitive poker.
Wouldn't that be a dope addition? All of a sudden,
That would be.
everybody's playing real poker, but in Grand Theft Auto.
I wonder if there's like a legal thing as to whether or not they can do that.
Ah, because you're
Because I
actually
know,
spending real money to buy the fake money in order to.
yeah. Well,
Ah,
not necessarily the hard currency. Like you have the in-game regular money that you spend for on chips.
mm,
But I know in like I think it's Germany or some European country, they've just flat out just have not implemented that casino because like virtual gambling or gambling in video games is just forbidden or something.
that is
So
true. That is true.
I know that's a thing. So I
Yeah,
wonder
yeah.
if that's why competitive poker is not a thing. But who knows? It could just be that they didn't want to do it. It may somehow be too hard. I don't know.
That
But
would be. Oh, could you, dude? I could see that being a major thing that eats up a lot of people's time.
hmm it's like you turn on ESPN. On one side of the screen you have the real poker game, and on the right side of the screen you see the Grand Theft Auto version.
Everybody's all wearing their weird clothes and freaking characters looking all strange. And how is the character creator on GTA? Because once again, guys, for me, GTA 5 is a strange situation because that's the one GTA that I have not invested a bunch of time into, and I couldn't tell you why, other than the only reason I can think of actually is it just came in at a weird time, and then it just went by. Um, I Johnny, um, I the game came out right before the new generation. What was it, like a month or two before the new generation released? It was on 360 and PlayStation 3, and then it crossed in, and then the new generation came out, and then you were able to buy it for like half price onto the new generation. And I don't know if I don't think I bought it again, and then it kind of just fell by the wayside. It is free to, like, I put it this way: last year was the first time I played the first person mode of it,
Hmm.
and the game's been out for what, 6 years, 7 years? It's been out
Well,
for a while.
first person was not in the
The
game at
original,
launch.
yeah. Mm-mm.
That was a thing they added sometime after the Xbox One release,
Mm-hmm.
or I should say new gen release. But yeah, the character creation is a little bit wonky. Of course, the characters themselves look a lot better on new gen consoles.
Got you.
Higher detail, but at the same time they still look a little cartoony here and there. But my dude, wow, piece de resistance. I don't know what the phrase is. I don't speak French, but uh,
That's got to be a clip. That has to be a clip. That was freaking perfect.
yeah. So my dude, uh, he has. You can go all out on the customization. I have just demonic, uh, uh, contact lenses, so they're just straight black,
All stamps.
and then I have like this blackish, like I don't know what they call it, like teardrops, where it's just like stained around the eyes, and then it's like drips down your eye to like your cheek.
Oh,
Those are
jeez.
black. So paired with the demonic, it looks pretty cool.
Oh,
And I have
shit.
spiky black hair as like a faux hawk.
Oh,
And
stamps.
you can have up to like 10 saved outfits, and then there's like 100 different like presets, and then there's just like thousands of individual pieces of clothing.
Did they
But
really go?
my
Do they
favorite,
constantly add new clothes?
yeah, I would say that the amount of clothing that they've added has gone up recently because the casino update, whenever that was, they added a whole line of clothing that you can buy with their chips. So
Oh,
I think
damn.
like, oh yeah, it's a whole bunch. But unfortunately, it's just how like in some games there's just a natural power creep, right? Where it's like, some things are released and they're the most powerful thing, and then the next new thing is the most powerful, and so on, so on. I think that's the same thing is occurring in GTA, except with power, it's money and cost. So, if you were to go back, if you were to start a new character now, you would be looking at base vanilla game 2013 pairs of pants that cost like $500
Okay.
per article of clothing. If you were to walk in now, it could cost you up to like the most ridiculous example, 50 grand on a pair of pants.
Is it a lot
So
of detail in it, or is it just it's those? It'll say a
some of them
brand.
have detail,
Okay.
but like they added these costumes from like an arena war, which is like a, I don't know how you call it, like a demolition derby kind of thing.
Okay.
And they have a whole bunch of wacky outfits for that, and those are pretty expensive. Like that's like $100,000 per unit of clothing. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know who is spending this much money, but
Is it hard to come by like $100,000 in GTA online?
depending on your level and what you have access to,
Okay.
because in the early game, that's gonna be impossible. Like, your
Really?
first, I mean, on a piece of clothing, uh, that's not feasible, because like the first real apartment, there's like 3 stages of property that you can own. There's like the excuse me, 2 car garages,
Okay.
and then a step up from that is a small apartment with a 6-car garage, and then there's like like high-end houses that have a 10 10-car garage, and the medium end to where you actually get like a dwelling is about 100,000 to like $200,000, and that's just for the base. That's like the base price, and then there's also upkeep. Who would have thought? What a world
They
we live in.
added upkeep cost.
Yep, like the
Holy,
utilities and stuff like that. Oh yeah, you have to.
holy
There's a
shit.
mechanic. He has a wage.
Oh shit.
It's not that. It's not that much, thankfully, but it
Kiddo
can
says
actually get
he
pretty bad.
has 13 million and a 40 car garage. That's stupid.
Oh,
Could you imagine?
yeah.
I wish I had a
It's
third
very
of
expensive.
this digital money, to be honest with you.
Oh, absolutely. I wish I could be one of the hackers that, that just dumps $20 million on everybody in the server.
People
Because I
do
had
that?
that. No, not anymore. Like
Oh,
I remember that someone did that to me in the 360, and
what?
oh
Just
yeah,
ruin the
so it
economy.
was way back. I bought almost everything I could get my hands on. All of the pieces of clothing, all of the cars. I bought everything, and
Yeah,
then they took
I
it
would have
away.
definitely milked it myself. Oh, they took it away.
Mhm. Because they saw, hang on a second, you should not have this much money.
You shouldn't
But
have these
yeah,
nice things. And I would have responded back, "What? I don't seem worthy of nice things." No, sir, you only have 30 minutes in the game online.
yeah. Sir, this account is over. It's just about an hour old. How do you have $26 million? Uh,
Like, first off, I'm greatness. Hey, can you know what? Is there a can people like exchange money with you?
they used to be able to do that. Like you could just give other players cash, but for that aforementioned anecdote, they cut that out straight away.
Because I was gonna say that'd be dope, like to create a side service within the game. Like they basically didn't want it to be an MMO, is what you're telling me.
I think no. They just didn't want other people getting money because they wanted us to buy the shark cards, which is like the money drops.
So do you feel that they really what's the one thing keeping it from being a full fledged MMO?
I don't know. Maybe it's just the nature of the game, I would say.
Okay.
Because in a lot of ways it is an MMO. I'm not I won't pretend it's not. But I feel like just the genre and like theme of it being a Grand Theft Auto game, it's a naturally open world experience.
Got you.
And
Yeah, just in
I
its
think
core.
yeah, I think it's similar, but just not in the same category.
Okay.
It's like a I don't know, like an MMO's step sibling or something like that.
Do you think this is going to be the bridge? Like, because Grand Theft Auto always comes up in conversations in just about every podcast I do because it's such a transitional game. It's on the path to last 3 generations, legitly. Not 3 generations being dragged. Like, okay, just like
Skyrim.
Skyrim will probably be a 3 generation game. Hey, baby. It'll probably be a 3 generation game. Oh, it's okay, baby. I love you. It'll probably be a 3 generation game. But GTA is something different because it's constantly in the conversation for new content. Now it's not the content I think a GTA game should get, personally. I feel like when it comes to GTA, I should be getting full storylines, not in-game online slight story. No, I need full-blown characters, scenarios, missions. Now, of course, people can make the argument that they do that, and that because I don't play it, I don't know of the full experience. I can give people that. But I don't know. It's GTA is going to be around forever. And it scares me. And that's weird that it scares me.
What, GTA Online is gonna be there forever, or just the
Yeah,
franchise?
I think GTA Online. The GTA, let me rephrase,
Oh,
GTA 5 Online is going to be around forever, and it scares
okay.
me. Now,
Well, no, eventually GTA 6 is gonna come out, and that online is gonna replace it. But as to when that happens, that's the true question.
yeah, and that's what freaking terrifies me, man, because I feel like the success of the game and the success of the online mode of that game, like what other game that's not a PC game has an online experience that strong, that healthy for that many years on a console? Give me another game.
Halo? Question mark.
Okay, but is there now is Halo generating that much income for Bungie?
Well, 343 these days,
Oh,
but
my bad.
I mean, I kind of jumped off the Halo bandwagon as soon as Bungie released the released the control. Halo Reach was the last good Halo in my opinion. Uh,
Fair point.
four and Halo 4 and Halo 5 are just trying to be Call of Duty, and Call of Duty was trying to be Halo at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. Damn, you said a lot in very few words. That was very true.
Hmm.
Damn, that
It
was
just
almost
lost
sad how real that was. I
it
got
lost its
depressed.
touch.
They tried to be, like you said,
Oh
they
my
tried to
god.
be something they're not.
Yeah, they need to just be true to what it is. I mean, I guess they tried to do that in 5, maybe not, maybe not. I don't know because I've never played it, but I've watched the story, the campaign at least, and
Okay.
good lord, what a mess.
Is it that bad? I never took the time to watch it. That's something I need to get back into because I really don't have the time to play the games like I want to, especially a lot of these different titles. Um, but I would definitely I used to do that. I used to go and watch all the cinematics for a game. Like that's what I did for the Gears of War for Gears of War 3. Um, because I didn't play past 2 if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's fine. I've done that for oh god, what game was it? Like State of Decay or something?
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know if that I don't know if that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I don't know. It was something like that. Oh, it was The Last of Us maybe. I think I watched the movie Last of Us movie, but it was just
Which is pretty
cutscenes. But
damn good.
yeah. But yeah, going to Halo. Wow, I didn't think we'd be touching on this today.
Me neither.
Uh um what was I gonna say? Halo 5, the story, that's what we were talking about. The
Hmm.
story of Halo 5 is basically Master Chief going rogue and the new generation of Spartans having to go after him and like bring him in. But he's Master Chief. That ain't gonna happen, Chief.
Right.
But it's just so bad. Just oh my god.
Was it overacted? Was it like
I don't.
in your words? Because of course, I haven't seen it. So
Mhm. I'll just say this up front, just so that it's clear. I don't have any problem with like the people that make the game,
hmm.
like voice actors, set designers or whatever, like
Yeah, yeah.
graphic designers. All that stuff is fine. I just hate the writing. That's my biggest gripe with
Uh,
most of these things. It's just like, why would these Spartans like oh my, like this one scene in particular is like the actual confrontation of like the new Spartans and Chief and his crew. I guess he has a crew now because the in the book in between 4 and 5
they didn't even
he has a
address it
crew now.
visually. They just made it part of the game, and then
Yeah,
like if you didn't read the
that's
book, you
part of the
don't know.
problem. Yeah,
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 I hate when they do
that's what
that.
I was thinking. Oh yeah. Oh, you didn't read this book? Or, well, have fun playing the game.
Yeah.
But they did one of that. That's what I was forgetting to mention. I knew there was something, but basically all this stuff was coming out of left field if you had not read the book, and the game just assumes you're on their level. But but then there's a lot of cringy like voice lines and stuff like that. It's just if you compare Halo 5's campaign to like Halo 2, it's not gonna live up.
Got it.
Oh god, and then there's the Halo 2 remastered that came out. Oh,
No.
it's like the what's it what's this from? Like Godfather? Look what they did to
Oh,
my
what did they do to
boy.
my boy?
It's it
They
was
slaughtered my boy. He looks so
exactly
that. Oh God. Oh, that's
as I told
miserable.
you. Yeah, when we were, I think I told you this when we were playing the other day, but there's this video of like the original Halo 2 and then the remastered Halo 2 side by side,
Uh huh.
and then the dude was just like firing off guns and throwing grenades and listening to them explode and stuff. Just just to compare the two.
Yeah.
You have the OG Halo 2. Every gun had a unique sound, stuff like that. They didn't sound at all close to each other. Like you could tell a plasma pistol from a plasma rifle.
Just
You know,
based
you
on
could tell that
the
it was an
shotgun and
SMG and not a the battle rifle. And then and then it transitions to the uh, remaster. All the guns sound the same. Like
oh
I don't know why people are so obsessed with that these days. Like, Modern Warfare, not maybe Modern Warfare, but Call of Duty, Battlefield, now Halo for some reason. What is this obsession with all guns sounding the same? Like, I know that's supposed to be like a realistic, style choice, but like, it's a video game. We
yeah.
need to hear this distinction.
And let's be honest, even with guns, like all guns don't sound the same. You know, me shooting a pistol versus me shooting a AK-47 is two very different sounds. I mean, hell, you put a 50 cal out there and it sounds like a bomb's going off. Like, especially to somebody who's never heard one. Like, big caliber guns make bigger noises. I mean, hell, it just, you know, and then even hearing the cartridges, I mean, the shells popping out, there's just so many different noises that come with certain guns and different guns. Like, they're not all the same. And it may seem, you think that's them being cheap? You think that's a strategy thing? Like, oh, if every gun sounds the same, they don't know if I'm carrying a SMG versus a battle rifle or an AR.
No, I think it's just some like greater vision in the gaming industry at large.
Really?
Like realistic needs to be the thing. Like everybody wants to be like more realistic graphics, because like they have those motion capture stuff too. That has to be like ultra modern and it has to look lifelike and stuff like that.
True.
The guns are just like part of that. That's just like the sidekick to that story. But why?
Yeah.
Why can't we just have stylistic games with their own like different takes on things? We don't need like 7 different games that look and sound the same with different IPs too.
Yeah, 100% facts.
I should not. My Halo and Call of Duty should not be sounding the same
or feel the same.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too. But I think we've already failed on that front. So
yeah,
I'm just trying to hold the other front up together.
Like at least give me the audio difference. Like
yeah.
It's so weird how hard these games seem to fight to beat each other. Like it's not what it used to be. Then I wonder, has it always been this issue? Because like I read somewhere, I know we don't talk about movies, but there was a big thing going on Twitter about the whole mystery of why every year duplicates of the same movies come out. Like, for example, they did Just Friends, and then another movie that was about 2 people who were friends ended up dating. Like, it wasn't even just that example. It was a crap ton of examples. And it went all the way back to like the 70s or something like that. and they said it was all about, like, there was a rumor that it was espionage type thing, like trying to come out first, trying to be the best at it. But I think when we're dealing with video games, though, I feel it's a little bit different. I feel like it's not even a thing of even competing anymore. I don't think games compete anymore. Like,
Oh no.
no, competition is not what they're about these days. I don't get that vibe. I get a feel of this is what can we do to sell better?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Cause I mean maybe yeah. I, I don't know if this is me just having like a tinfoil hat on here, but Hollywood, going back to movies for just a split second,
yeah.
everybody knows each other, right? So
Yeah, very true.
it's not like they're secrets. So, if one director's working on this movie, another director's gonna hear about it and try and make the same thing,
And that's
Or
and
maybe
that's
they
actually
can,
what they've talked about on social media, but keep going.
yeah, so I feel like it's the exact same thing just in video games. Just like, oh, Bunt Treyarch is gonna be making this. Oh, well, I guess us over at 343 better step up our game and do this or something like that. But I don't think it's coordinated. Like,
Mm,
I doubt. I
it's
doubt. Well,
that
I don't know.
intricate.
Maybe. What if they simultaneously make these two things so that there's an artificial competition?
Ooh, like with the whole World War II phase that always pops up out of nowhere. Randomly, we always go back to World War II
Yeah, something like that.
because we do that
But
quite a
like,
bit. It's like every so many years. Like, it's like almost every 5-6 years we go back to World War II with gaming.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, World War II is a very fun era to put
Yeah,
a video
but
game in.
but okay, how, like, I think I've played literally 4 or 5 iterations of World War II games.
Hmm.
Um, and it, if I don't get another one, I think I'll be okay.
Well,
Now,
just remember that eventually, I mean, I say eventually, but inevitably, when World War III happens,
that'll be the
afterwards
new,
there'll be
yeah,
World War III games.
yeah,
So it's not like
yeah,
it's not like a special like thing. There's no real Vietnam games out these days or anything like
yeah.
that.
They don't like the
It's
last one
just
that I remember was freaking Battlefield Vietnam, and even that didn't. I don't believe it had a story. It was just you were in the areas, weapons, and
yeah.
I
Yeah.
it for me. I I really just I feel like we've taken a big, like, people stop taking big risk anymore. And that's why indie games took off the way they did. Cuz I felt like we were hitting a bubble. I legit feel like
Oh
we were
yeah.
hitting a gaming bubble. Like, I was like, "Oh shit, it's going to be early 90s all over again." Like, games, it started seeming like a clown show. Xbox One came out, no real official exclusive titles for the majority of its lifetime. All the exclusives they promised never got released. I mean, Crackdown came out last year, and that was supposed to be one of the day one games for the console, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong on that one. So, in Microsoft, that's, Xbox is the big American system. Sony's always going to have exclusives, even if it doesn't come from American or Western European countries. It's going to have exclusives because it's all of the Asian market. Like, and they got anime titles. They got titles that'll never reach American consoles or American stores that are going to be released, and people are going to love them. It's going to be great worldwide success. Like, it just, so Sony doesn't have to worry. So I guess I'm mainly talking about Xbox. I really feel like we got gypped in a generation, and thank God for games such as Cuphead, the Xbox ID program, all those indie titles. Like, thank God for them, and then Game Pass. Because if Game Pass didn't come about, my Xbox would probably be shelved.
I don't know. I've never had it, but I seem to never fall short of Xbox games to play.
Now, are a majority of your games cross-platform?
Well, Warzone is cross-platform, but to my knowledge, I think that's the only one.
Like, what other games do you play?
Oh, GTA 5, but that's
Cross-platform.
not cross-platform. Well, no,
No, when I say
it's not cross-platform.
cross-platform, I mean that the game is
Oh, you
out
mean like
and you can play it on any system you own.
oh, then okay. I was thinking of like matchmaking.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah,
No.
my bad. I probably used the wrong term. Multiple. There's a term for it. I think it is
I don't know.
cross-platform, where it's released
Yeah,
on all platforms. Yeah, I believe
yeah.
so.
I don't know. I don't know. I think they just use the same word for two different things. But I don't know. But
Possibly.
yeah, yeah. Most of no, actually, I don't know. I don't know if EA Battlefront is an Xbox exclusive or not.
It's not.
No. Okay.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. Is Fallout? No.
No. And I'm not. Thank
I
you. And
listen.
I'm not.
I don't pay attention to
No,
that.
no, no. And I'm not saying this to like shut you down or anything. It's a simple thing of how is it that Xbox's whole generation is being carried specifically by games that are released on all the consoles. And they're basically
But
banking on fandom and familiarity, which is not a bad thing because that's all that Apple does. Let's be honest here. That's all they do. But my problem is, where's the exclusives? Where's that one game that you can only play because you own an Xbox? And of course, you got your Halo. I believe Crackdown was the same thing. But one or two games in the lifetime of a console, that's not good.
maybe this is just me because I'm a bit younger than than you, and I don't mean that in any negative
Yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
But it is not having or is having versus not having exclusive titles for certain consoles, is that really a bad thing? Because I mean, sure you have Halo that are exclusively on Xbox, but like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody that says, "Oh man, I really want to play Halo, but I don't have an Xbox." Like, I think people will just go, "Okay, well, if I can't play Halo, I'll just play, I don't know, some game that's cross-platform." If anything, I feel like that hurts, you know, getting games as opposed to just letting people play and have fun with their friends. Because if someone wants to play Halo with their buddy, do they really have to pay for an Xbox on top of the game?
You know what's so crazy? You're bringing in a whole new perspective. That's actually, it's worth conversation. Like that seems to. I know we're hitting that final marker. That should be a podcast in itself. Um, I I come from a point in time where I don't I never was able to get all the games I wanted until I got older. Not that my family couldn't afford it, but it was just more of a way they kind of bought games for me. It was on special occasions, birthday, maybe Easter basket. I might get a game in there. Good report cards. Like that's how I got games purchased for me as a kid.
Yeah.
And then when I became an adult and started, buying my own games, then the whole problem of time came into play. So I've always been very selective with my game purchases. I've been burned by games very few times because I do so much research on my video game purchases. Like when people are like, "Oh, the game was shit, I had to take it back." I rarely have that issue because I knew what I was signing up for.
Yeah.
Because I knew I wasn't gonna sit here and buy 1.5 million video games, or I wasn't gonna just go buy another one and replace that. No, it was I made this purchase, I gotta sit on it for a while. Even that's even kind of so the same, except now it's not necessarily a money thing. It's more of a time thing, which then turns into a money thing. Um, but the point you bring up about that, I think that fits a large population of what we're dealing with as who we're dealing with as gamers nowadays. And that's a great point that I personally never thought of. But it's a very solid point. Like, hey, why not make every game cross-platform so people don't have to spend all this money to play? So we can all still play together, and you can friends and blah blah blah. Like you brought that's a very good point. But then now through all this rambling, I actually came up with the opposite to that. Then why even have separate consoles? Why not just have separate developers?
Well, I mean that's a question for the philosophers, I think. But
Yeah, and
I mean,
you drummed it up because you brought up that's a damn good point that I've never taken that time to really dwell on, because that's a major point. Like, here it is, Grand Theft Auto's success is because of the online play.
yeah.
Not only because it's a great game and it's Grand Theft Auto, so it's a great namesake, it's a great game, but then you got the lifespan of it to extend tenfold because it's online. And then I believe Xbox can play with PC, right?
No,
No? Okay, it's not cross-platform.
it's no.
Okay.
I was just while you were talking, I looked up Animal Crossing
Mm-hmm.
because I was trying to find a way to loop this back up to the beginning of the podcast.
Got you.
I saw that it was developed and published by Nintendo, so a poor example, but I feel like I'll just throw it in here anyway for the sake of it because I already researched it.
Got you.
Animal Crossing exclusively on Nintendo. Like I like I said, it was published by Nintendo, so that I understand. But
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know, you have a Switch? Are there any other exclusive? I
Yes.
feel like most Switch games are exclusive.
Well, that's where Nintendo will always win, is because they're very hardcore about making their titles exclusive. They take that shit
Oh
to
yeah, they're
heart.
very internal.
And I like that because I know that me buying a Nintendo is gonna give me something that I can't experience anywhere else.
Mm.
That's
I
a
mean,
good like, because now it's good for the sense of feeling special, but it's bad for the consumer in terms of they literally control the market when it comes to Nintendo.
so much so that if you put out a YouTube video
Oh
talking
yeah.
about an
Oh
exploit in Animal Crossing,
yeah, bro, it gets
that gets
murdered.
insta shut down.
Yeah, it gets murdered. Now, let me. Now, this is what keeps Nintendo. See, now I'm starting to wonder: am I like defending the organizations? Because that's kind of
Defending
what
the system.
defending the system. No, all seriousness, because that's a part of. Now that I think about it, that's a part of my issue with exclusivity. And there's multiple layers to it. There's price point. There's I think for me it's mainly price point. If you're gonna make all the games cross-platform, you need to charge the exact same for the consoles, and they need to have almost, if not the exact same specs. Period.
Mm.
You can't, like, don't sell me up on we are one and we are gamers and all are one and every game we play is going to be cross-platform when the Xbox One X performs better than the freaking PlayStation Pro. Like, don't, you know what I mean? Like, and that's arbitrary.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's for a fact, but don't do that, and then don't charge me $500 for the Xbox Series X, and then charge me $400 for the Pro, if everything's gonna be cross-platform and standardized.
Mm. If I can just counter you there, I mean, I feel like consoles and the games themselves are kind of different ballparks. Because when I think of like the consoles and these things, Xbox, like you said earlier, is Microsoft. It's an American company,
Mm-hmm.
and like Nintendo and I think Sony is also Japanese, right?
Yes, I know Asian for sure, but I don't know what
Yeah,
country of origin.
it's either Japan or like South Korea or something, but I'm pretty sure it's Japan. Like
Got you.
these, you know, each of these consoles are by different companies in different countries,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like the equivalent of just like I don't know an Apple phone, which is supposedly an American company, but all
Well,
their
it is not.
all their
Yeah,
stuff's in
every piece
but
of it.
yeah, that's a different discussion. But and then there's like the Google Pixel and stuff. All of these things are just different means of accessing the same stuff.
But
Like,
there is exclusivity across the phones. There's games I cannot play. There's apps I cannot access. There's simply because I have Android. There's
I think
there's
that's where.
specs. There's systems. Like there even the function of chat. I mean, I say chat because it looks like a chat room, but I'm talking in terms of the way we text. Like I don't know if you have Apple or Android, but if we both had Galaxies, when we text each other, it pops up similar to how Apple users text each other. Like it gives you that same spectrum.
Yeah.
Like it'll tell you, like whenever I text somebody who has a Galaxy, it'll say, oh, they read the text message or they're typing, or it gives you that whole like Apple phone context, that iPhone
Yeah, I
context.
feel you.
So my point is, you gotta have something special. What makes you special? Only reason I own a PlayStation 4 is because of No Man's Sky. I'm looking at the collector's edition of No Man's Sky. I was very happy with the purchase. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be at first, but now it is everything that they said it would be. Now, of course, that took about a year, 2 years. Well, now I'm working on 3 years to get to where they said they were going to be at launch. I'm glad they made it, and I'm glad I still own the physical game, especially the special edition. I mean, I feel like if I wanted to sell it, it'd probably be worth some money. But I literally bought a whole console for one game. Now, I also knew there were other games that were coming out or out that I would enjoy. Like I love Uncharted. I love The Last of Us. I love like I was kind of hoping that the Final Fantasy series was going to be exclusive to PlayStation, but that went cross-platform. Now that I come from because there is an age gap, and this will be like my final point because we really are hitting that mark. I hearing your definition, hearing your explanation, your point on the situation, let me realize that we come from different generations of gaming. Like for me, console wars was a very real term. You know,
Yeah.
every one of my friends in my age range, when they make memes about gamers, it is still in reference to console gaming. Like, oh, PlayStation gamers sit like this. Xbox gamers eat like this. Like, and making jokes and blah, blah, blah. Now, you guys, like hearing your phrasing of it, it's more of a, well, what's the best economical way that I can have fun with as many people as I know? And that makes way
Yeah.
more sense. That actually makes more sense.
Yeah.
Like I had to really pause because that made a lot of sense. Like why would I even care about which console has which game when we could all be sitting here playing the same game and enjoying ourselves? Like no lie, Warzone got that much better because I can play with everybody.
Oh yeah. You know, your streamer friend Snooch.
Yeah.
He's a PC player, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken,
Yep. And we
and
run with him.
you
Yeah.
guys can roll together. You know what? That's a beautiful thing.
And
I mean, you know, the game itself, Warzone, it may have some problems with PC players, but
yeah.
in
Yeah.
theory and in as a concept,
It's
being able to
beautiful.
play together is beautiful.
So my fries are getting
And thank,
cold.
yeah,
Oh my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
I was just gonna finish by saying, and thankfully, neither of you, or well, Snooch didn't have to buy an Xbox just to play Warzone.
Man, and that's damn it. Man, I did sound kind of bootlickerish earlier, didn't I? But see, I'm able to correct myself, and I'm not afraid to put it out there. Like
Nah,
hearing your point on it really made me rethink the whole thing. And I already know that on the other podcast that I'm a part of, we're going to talk about that because we're quote unquote in comparison to you two old heads. So, and then even bringing in people like Kiddo and whatnot to talk about that because that's a very serious point. Because I know for me, it was always a thing of why should I buy your product?
Yeah.
That was the sole reason. Like, hey, I bought Xbox back in the day. I remember getting the Xbox. The original was to play Halo.
Oh yeah.
Plain and simple.
I remember. Yeah.
Like, there was no other reason I wanted it. Of course, you had your cross platform releases, or your multi platform. There you go. That's the word, multi platform. That's the word. It's not
Yeah.
cross platform. It's multi platform. You had your multi platform releases. You had your sports games. You had your and that was another factor too, was the competitive scene. Like, I remember at one point Xbox 360 was the competitive gaming, and then it went over to PlayStation 3. Or no, was it? Then it went to PS4. It's a trip how it all moves around. But nowadays, like, I wonder how they handle competitive gaming. Is it just like whatever controller you feel comfortable using? Is it? But we're getting into a different thing.
Yeah. I do remember seeing like a clip of like a esports tournament of like a dude having a fit because he couldn't use his own custom Xbox controller, and like I think he just quit because they wouldn't let him.
See?
I don't know. I don't. Yeah, it gets weird in esports.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not. It's like literally that controller could have had an A button that taps 3 times faster,
Oh yeah, 100%.
and that would have been the game changer.
Yeah, I'm sure there's reasons why they didn't let him do it,
Oh yeah.
like triple tapping,
Oh yeah.
but who knows? Maybe it just had like a I don't know, what is it, like a rubber like a grip on the back of the controller, like
Mm.
grip tape or something.
It
I
could have
don't
been
know.
something silly.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But
But
you know what? We hit
yeah.
that time. You got any final points?
My final point I would just like to rest on is no matter what platform you're on, as long as you're a gamer, you're a StarCrossed gamer.
Oh, I
Because we
like
all love
that.
games.
I like that. You know what? I'm I got nothing else to say. I'm Baron J67. Check all the links below.
And I am Johnny. Check my Twitter.
Oh yeah, and then make sure to subscribe here on Twitch for those who are live listening, and then for those who hear the recording, make sure to Johnny, go ahead and shout out your channel.
Johnny Man 117.
He's the guy, man. 421st, tried and true. Um, much love. Peace.
Later, everybody.